Sheffield United against Arsenal live on talkSPORT on game night, 7 o'clock start tonight. We've got live football for you tomorrow night as we go around the grounds in the Champions League and the EFL. And then Wednesday night, Manchester City against Copenhagen live on talkSPORT. The second leg of the Champions League, last 16. Let's talk about fans who turn on their own team, because at Brentford at the weekend there was a rare moment where a manager got a little bit upset with his own team, because when Brentford were behind in the first half against Chelsea, some boos began from the home crowd, something that Thomas Frank, their manager, called out post-match.
You know what? I thought that as well. You heard them? I'd like to personally speak to the one who boosted. Because what is that support? We talk about Brentford against Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. We're down 1-0. I know I can't swear, but what the...
Yeah, he wanted to.
It sounded like he wanted to.
He wanted to. Was that a wise thing for him to do? Was he right to confront that? Was he right to try and give a little bit of perspective about where Brentford are, where they've come from and what they're doing? Or was it a little bit of a dangerous game to play, bearing in mind that this is a team that have failed to win 6 of the last 7 and won only 2 of the last 15?
Listen, I just think this is the way it's going in football. I spoke to you before the show. And every time a team's not doing well or losing or getting beat at half-time, they get booed off the park. It seems to be a common theme all the way through football, you know. But I understand, listen, the fans are frustrated last year. Brentford were very, very good last year. This year they haven't kind of recreated the form they had last year.
But they're in the Premier League.
They're in the Premier League, but I still think...
It's amazing, isn't it?
But as I say, it's expectation, and, you know, what happened last year, they expect the same this year. Obviously, they had no Ivan Toney this year. But I think that there has to be a bit of realism from the fans, you know. So he's right with saying, listen, he's not playing a great Chelsea team. He's playing a Chelsea team that's struggling. But there has to be some realism about
he's fortunate in a sense, isn't it? Because he is a guy who... Yeah, but he's... Do you know what? They are entertaining.
Or should they know their place? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm sticking up for Thomas Frank here, because I've seen Brentford, I think, 3 times in the last 5 games.
But should the fans know their place?
So, not necessarily know their place, but
because
I think
they're a
they
little
should...
football club that should be grateful for what they're there for.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that. But I think
so. Do you think if the first half performance was a barnstorming performance, right, and they were really at it and on it across it, and they'd gone in losing to Chelsea, that the fans would have booed? No. Because the fans are in a world of disinfication now. Sport is entertainment. We're in a situation where they want to be entertained. I think fans wouldn't boo. If the game was a really good game...
So you're saying they shouldn't be happy with where they are in the table at this moment? They should boo?
No, I don't think... But I don't like booing, but it's the flip side of cheering. And if you can take the cheers, you can take the boos. Right? You can't take all the praise and none of the criticism.
No,
it goes with the territory.
That's
why you won £5 million a year as a manager, as a football manager.
Not at all. But I think if you've watched Brentford recently, you'll know that the results have been bad, and some of the defending has been awful.
Right.
But they've been in games against Liverpool first half, against Manchester City first half. Yeah. I mean, it was a last kick of that first half that Phil Foden scored his first goal on that night. At home.
But
these games at home.
Well,
because it's not as if they're not competing and they're not putting on the entertainment on that you've already cited as a key factor.
But we live in a world of instantaneous recognition and instantaneous gratification and micromanaging things. Right. If a team has a good result, they should be in Europe. If a team has a bad result, they're not going to be in Europe. And we're talking about...
But that means that the praise loses its effect, and so does the booing.
So what are we complaining about the booing for then?
Well, he's complaining about it.
So what's he complaining? Does he complain about the cheers?
I doubt it.
No, so get on with the boos then. It goes with the territory. That's the nature of the beast. Do I think it's constructive? Do I like it? No, I don't. I don't think it's necessary. I think the key terminology is supporters. You are supposed to support.
Correct.
But you're fans. And so fans don't support Tom, so they fickle and they change their minds, and that's the nature of the beast. But that goes with the territory. We want sports entertainment. This is what sports has become now. It's an entertainment business, every aspect of it. Soon they'll make VAR entertainment, and you'll have interviews in the VAR box because the broadcasters will monetize it.
Sounds a bit pantomime.
But that's what it's become.
Talking of pantomime, boos and jeers, there were more of those, actually, from the away section on Saturday at the G-Tech Stadium, and they were a little bit more vociferous, and they might have more of an impact. We'll talk a little bit more about that and Chelsea's predicament in just a few moments with Paul and Simon.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.